Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a special meeting of the Hyde Park Planning Board. Please note that this meeting is still being held under the auspices of emergency legislation authorized by Governor Kathy Hochul, which allows open meetings officers, such as ourselves, to meet remotely via Zoom. But first, in order to comply with those requirements and to confirm that each individual is alone, Vice Chair Dexter.
I am alone.
Ms. Weiser.
I am alone.
Mr. Waters.
I'm alone.
Mr. Oliver.
Is that me?
Yes, yep, Chris.
Okay, I'm alone. Sorry, you like intermittently came out. I didn't hear you.
Sorry, and Ms. Wasser.
I am alone.
Thank you. Please join me as we pledge allegiance to the United States flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So tonight's meeting follows public hearings, several, let me more say than that, many workshops and many offline non-quorum meetings between the applicant for Bellefield and the planning board, as well as some town board members upon occasion. Again, always non-quorum. Tonight here we're to consider making a recommendation that the town board adopt the amended concept plan for Bellefield Plan Unit Development. As everyone knows, this is the 339 plus acre parcel across from the Culinary Institute. As it was noted inside our findings statement, as well as the report to the town board, two of us, Vice Chair Dexter and me, have been working on this since its inception. So has Pete Sotero as the engineer, and so is Tad Moss as our zoning administrator. Yeah. I'm happy to say that it feels like we birthed a really big baby. It's finally coming out tonight. So before I start with the resolution, is there anything that you, Jennifer, Tom, or Larry would like to add?
I'd say only that we appreciate not only the board's experience, and as you've noted several times, you and Ann actually participated in the initial review of this project in 2007. So you bring vast knowledge to the review process, but we certainly appreciate the deep attention that every single one of the board members brought to this review process. We think that your comments have clearly made it a better project. Looking at the improvements, for example, in the treatment of the setback along Route 9, I think that the comments that you made a difference, improved the project. And again, we greatly appreciate the effort that you've put into this. And we're looking forward to the board's determination recommendation tonight. But along the way, if you have any questions at all, I'm sure Larry's happy to share his screen and review anything that you'd like to discuss.
I do want to add that our newest board member, Rob Waters, who has been familiar with this project as an alternate, and he watches meetings, but Mr. Waters really dove in on this one as well. Every time I would send him anything, he would have read everything. He and Stephanie, our other newer member, both, I mean, literally, I got back comments within an hour from both of them saying, I understand this project even better now from reading this, and here's 5 different typographical errors you have. So I want to appreciate both of them, say how much I appreciate both of them for having sharp eyes, because by the 10th, 12th, and then 20th time that I was editing, I wasn't seeing things clearly anymore. I think I can speak of Victoria's and Bonnie's half on that as well, because it was hard. Pete also did, and Larry had a bunch of conversations back and forth with rewriting their sort of assigned sections as well, but we got everything pulled together here at the end. Everyone had an opportunity to both read the finding statement that went out, the last version, the fully edited version, Victoria sent out, 16 minutes ago, but it wasn't substantially different than the last one that I sent out. It just had some typographical errors removed, et cetera. You've also seen the report that we're going to be adopting by resolution to send to the town board. Anybody have any questions or comments before I introduce the resolution? Okay, thank you, colleagues. This is, as I said, a big lift, but I'm happy that we got there. Resolution determining that no supplemental environmental impact statement is necessary relating to proposed amended concept plan and adopting amended secret finding statement and authorizing submission of the report to the town board. BELLEFIELD at Historic Hyde Park, formerly known as St. Andrews at Historic Hyde Park, December 8th, 2021, Resolution 2020-29A. Whereases. And for the audience, I'm not reading those because there's an opportunity for you to do so, but it basically sums up about 17 years worth of work with large gaps in between. Now, therefore, be it resolved as follows. One, that the planning board as lead agency finds that the changes in the amended concept plan as compared to the 2007 approved St. Andrews PUD, which include without limitation the following, will not result in a new or potentially significant adverse environmental impacts that have not been previously addressed or were inadequately addressed in the existing environmental impact statement. A, those changes in the overall development program and layout on the property, including without limitation, a net reduction in total square footage of development of approximately 55,500 square feet, with an increase in the ratio of residential to non-residential square footage, an increase in the residential project mix, and an increase in multifamily units, the elimination of the 23 affordable housing units, an overall reduction in retail and office square footage with reduction in destination retail, an increase in specialty food and beverage-oriented uses, food manufacturing demonstration venues, and convenience retail, the inclusion of a second hotel, an increase in number of hotel rooms, and modification of the project architecture and layout within a very similar area of disturbance as the 2007 approved St. Andrews plan unit development. And B, the specific changes in the proposed layout of the northwest corner of the property, north of the out parcel self-storage facility, which respond to the changed circumstances of development in the area since the time of the 2007 approvals, which include the construction of the sake facility at the northeast quadrant of the Route 9 and St. Andrews Road intersection, and the redesignation of the zoning district north of the property as corridor business district, by proposing a possible restaurant at the location of the previous wastewater treatment plant and modifying the layout of the northwest corner to remove the parking in front of vis-a-vis Route 9, the building that was proposed in 2007, including the requested modification to remove the 2007 condition of an increased setback of 250 feet from Route 9 and restoring the required setback to the 150 feet required for the rest of the property. Two, accordingly, the planning board determines that the preparation of an SEIS pursuant to NYCRR Part 6179A7 lowercase I is not required. The appropriate method to address the modifications in the project is the adoption of an amendment to the finding statement in the form attached to this resolution. Three, this resolution, together with the attached amended finding statement, shall constitute the amended secret finding statement for the BELLEFIELD project, formerly known as St. Andrews at Historic Hyde Park, as described in the amended concept plan. Four, the planning board retains its jurisdiction to conduct site-specific reviews of any individual final development plans and retains the authority to address and impose conditions relating to any impacts arising from site-specific layout and engineering, including the authority referred to in the secret finding statement, to approve or require modifications in layout and composition of buildings, roads, sidewalks, paths, recreational land, or other improvements in order to avoid or minimize to the maximum extent practicable such impacts. Five, additionally, this amended finding statement shall not impair the prospective ability of the lead agency to evaluate through appropriate secret review any future modifications or changes in the project and to make a finding of significance relating thereto. Six, this amended finding statement has been prepared in accordance with Article 8 of the Environmental Conservation Law describing lead agency, description of the action, secret classification, location of the action, and contact information. Seven, having considered the entire secret record, including the FEIS finding statement and when they adopted amendments to the finding statement relating to the project, and having considered all proceedings, facts, documentation, and conclusions relating to the project, and having considered the requirements of 6 NYCRR Part 617.11, the statement of amended findings adopted herein also certifies that A, the requirements of 6 NYCRR Part 617 have been met. B, consistent with social, economic, and other essential considerations from among the reasonable alternatives available, the action is one that avoids or minimizes adverse environmental impacts to the town center historic district as a result of an on-site sewer system to the maximum extent practicable, and if such adverse impacts shall be avoided or minimized to the maximum extent practicable by incorporating as conditions to the decision those mitigation measures that have been identified in the finding statement as amended. And C, the town board in making its determination has weighed and balanced other relevant environmental impacts with social, economic, and other considerations. 8, the planning board clerk is directed to file and make available this amended secret finding statement as provided in 6 NYCRR section 617.12B. 9, pursuant to the provisions of Article 7 of the County Zoning Law, specifically 108-7.3C, the Planning Board hereby adopts the attached report entitled Planning Board Report and Recommendation to the Town Board, Proposed Amended Concept Plan, Bellefield Plan Unit Development, Bellefield at Historic Hyde Park, and authorizes the Planning Board Clerk to forward a copy of the report and recommendation to the Town Board.
I'd like to second that.
Oh,
And Dexter.
I have a
Yes, Victoria.
one edit in paragraph 7B. Town Center Historic District should just be updated to say Corridor Business District.
All right.
The zoning changed.
And Victoria, if I could interject, I think it's also appropriate in that paragraph 7B that the mention of the sewer district should be deleted, because this amended findings statement is much broader than that one particular issue.
Can you tell me what part you want?
Should just say adverse environmental impacts.
The Corridor Business District. And then take out
Right.
as a result of on-site sewer system.
Yes, it's actually adverse environmental impacts of any kind. I mean, the board has really considered impacts of
Correct.
traffic on a much broader basis, impacts of traffic, community character, everything. So I think it should just say adverse environmental impacts
And with
have
that,
been mitigated to the maximum extent practicable.
so take out everything between to
and
the Town
system.
Center Historic District
Yeah.
as a result of on-site sewer system.
Yes,
So it should just say to the maximum extent practicable.
yes.
Okay.
Well.
Noted.
Any other discussion? Make a motion to approve the resolution as amended by Victoria and Jennifer.
I'll make
All
that
in
motion.
favor?
And Dexter,
Thank
right?
you. That's a second, this amendment. Would someone like to second?
I'll second it. Rob Waters.
Thank you, Rob. All in favor, please raise your hand and say aye.
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 Any abstentions or nays? The motion carries unanimously. Thank you. And thanks for correcting as we went. There's a cover letter that I believe that could be seen. And since we have the applicants here and we already had the resolution prepared and it's been 7 days for the extension of the time in which to complete substantial construction for the inn at Bellefield, we thought we'd move this up so you don't have to come back next week. And I believe Mr. Oliver will introduce this resolution. By the way, we received no comment as of today, either. This is the 7th day from the last meeting.
Resolution number 2017-04M, whereas. Now therefore be it resolved that the planning board hereby grants a 2-year extension of time to complete the construction of the project to and including February 25th, 2024.
I'll second that motion, Stephanie Wasson.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand and say aye.
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 Motion carries unanimously. There being nothing else on this agenda, we could get a motion to adjourn, but anybody else have any last words?
Congratulations.
I mean, this is exciting.
Thank you again.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you to our team, but more importantly, thank you to everyone on the call here, because it's been a long haul on this one. So we're excited to get moving on it. Michael and your team have done a great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next stop,
And
next stop,
again,
town board, right?
Town Board will hold its public hearing next Monday. And then I believe that I'll be accompanying the applicants to make a presentation on the report. Is that this coming Monday, Jennifer, or is that a week from Monday before they take action on the 20th? Do you know? When do you want me to go?
20th is a regular meeting, but the 13th is the public hearing at which presentation will be made and public comment.
Is that when you would like me to be present in case there are questions about our report?
Yes, I think it would be, I think it'd be very important for the town board to have you there in case they have any questions. And I think that it would also be a benefit in the event of public comment.
Consider me there. I will be there then. Anything else tonight? Make it a motion to
Nothing
adjourn.
further.
Wait, I was on mute.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's additional documents I need to get over to Cynthia.
Yes, thank you.
Okay,
And-
can you
Right.
call me tomorrow?
We need
or-
copies of everything you provided to the board members as part of this review, but the planning board secretary wasn't always copied on those submissions. So for the record, we just want to make sure that she received everything you've already sent to all the
Okay.
board members.
Okay, I will coordinate with Cynthia and get that done.
You may need Bonnie's help too, Larry. I
Yeah.
think Bonnie might have been keeping a list. And by the way, for anyone listening in
Yes.
the audience, part of the reason for this was because we were throwing things at different people who were assigned to write different sections of the report. So it didn't always get copied to Cynthia as well. I think that's how to say it, right, Bonnie? Thank you.
Indeed.
Bonnie, do
And
you
by the way, I
have
read a
list?
legal opinion. They'll have a list of some sort.
Okay, great.
And by the way, I saw a report today from the second department with a referring to, I believe, an affidavit by Mr. Voris of your company, Bonnie, where you prevailed. This was the Pine Barrens Golf Course project in Long Island.
Mhm.
You know how I like to read case laws. Anyway, when I saw the name, I was like, wait a moment, I know that company. We employ them.
Yes,
So,
Mr. Charles
Thank-
Voorhis.
yes, congratulations on a
you.
successful defense of the suit. It was dismissed, of course, from lack of standing by anybody to ever make a claim on it. So, at any rate, making a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion. Chris Oliver.
Second, Ann Dexter.
All in favor, please raise your hand and say aye.
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 Board
Thank
members,
you,
I'll see
everybody.
you, and consultants, we'll see you in a
Bye,
week.
everyone.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everybody.
Bye.
Good night,
Have a
everyone.